Hey everybody and welcome back. So today is going to be monthly favorites. Once again, one of my favorite videos to film. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So I know this is technically like the old packaging, but I had like a deluxe sample of the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Yes, I know what this is. No, I have never used it before. No, I don't live under a rock. Anyway, I pulled this out one day because I was just feeling like I was looking a little bit powdery in through this area, and I kind of just wanted to see if this would do anything. So I sprayed it all over and it just made everything blend together and just look like I had a face full of creams versus mostly creams and just a little bit of powder in through this area. Totally, if that's the principle of majority of makeup setting sprays, as well as setting your makeup hoping that it stays on longer as well. It actually does help my makeup stay on longer. As far as how much longer, I couldn't really tell you. For the most part, I don't ever time it, but I do know on the days that I forget to put this on, it does tend to, my makeup tends to break up down here a little bit more than when I get home and I have it on. The only thing with this, I mean, mind you, it's a little travel size, so who knows, but it's like, I have to push really hard to get the actual spray to come out, like, fully. It only goes, like, partial way down, so the spray it's more dense, which I don't particularly care for, but other than that, formula is really nice. And I think I have a deluxe sample of the new packaging, too, so hopefully it's, like, the same formula, and it's just in a prettier bottle. But I've actually really been enjoying that. And then another thing, I know that I've mentioned this before, but I feel like it doesn't get enough love, or if it does, I don't ever hear about it, and it's just the Tarte Opening Act. It is their mascara primer. I totally used to be so skeptical, and other than this one, I'm still pretty skeptical about mascara or eyeshadow, eyelash primer, because it just kind of seems like an extra thing for you to spend money on. Clearly, if you have a really good mascara, you don't necessarily need this. I just really enjoy this because most of the time I do find myself over the last, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months pretty much just using Tarte mascaras. And I really, really love the Tarte's mascara. It's probably my favorite one for the longest time now, at least. And this just goes on beautifully underneath. I feel like this creates a lot of volume. Even though it is a primer on my lashes, it creates a good amount of volume, so that way when I go in with the mascara on top of it, it just enhances that volume that was already kind of like structured and set up there for me. And one thing I do notice as well, because I just finished one of the Tartist, and I'm trying out the I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's their new athleisure mascara, the black brown, which is what I have on my lashes today, and it's a lot more of a thin consistency, or more of a wet consistency I should say, versus the Tarteist is a thicker, which I prefer. And so it tends to weigh my lashes down, and they don't separate as well with more liquid-like mascaras. So this has been helping a lot with that. And mind you, it is a new mascara, so hopefully within a week it'll kind of like dry up a little bit. But this just gives me, like I said, that volume underneath, so when I go on with that new athleisure mascara, it's not quite as heavy. And I mean, mind you, they're not as voluminous as they normally are, but it's only like a 3-day-old mascara, so I'm gonna give it a week before I have my full complete thoughts. But that is a great mascara primer if you're looking for one. Another product from Tarte is the Park Ave Princess Amazonian Butter Lipstick. This, last time I checked, it was still on the website, so hopefully it still is. It's just like a really nice nude, but it's kind of a little bit more on the sheer side. What I love is I kind of feel like this is really nice for if you want just a hint of color on your lips, something that's moisturizing, but kind of just looks like an enhanced version of your lips. And I love that, especially, I don't know all the skin types that this would work on, but if you're light to fair, as I am, this should work beautifully on you. I love it just by itself completely, and I just feel like it just adds just enough color and just enough gloss where it looks really healthy and hydrated on your lips. And this is like a staple product that I overlooked so many times before I finally picked it up, but it's really, really pretty. And another lipstick, I've actually been lucky. This is so weird for me because I normally don't like nudes. I'm more of a pinky nude kind of girl. But I picked this up partly for the packaging, proudly for the product. This was the collaboration that MAC did with Mariah Carey. This is one of the cream sheens in Mcizzle. Very unique names, I will say that. And this is like a very nude for me. I really love the butterfly embossing here on the front though. But I've actually been using it a lot more than I ever thought that I would. Mind you, it does have like a twinge of pink to it, and it's in that same family as the Tarte one, but it's just, I don't know, it literally, it's such a nice light wash of color that it doesn't wash me out, because that's kind of why I don't tend to go for the basic nude. It has to have some pink in it because it'll wash my skin tone out. It just doesn't look very appealing on my lips. I like this on its own just fine, but the way I've been wearing it the most is topped with this gloss, which is by MAC as well. This is so bizarre for me because I've never used a MAC lip gloss because I feel like they're way too sticky. But with my whole hair situation, which is 2 more weeks now, 2 more weeks and we're gonna get it fixed. It's been back, so I don't have to worry about the gloss getting in my hair when the wind blows. This is the shade Pretty Plush. It is just like a nice light pinky with a little bit of like golden shimmers of sorts, but they're really small. They're not like glitter. It's more like a shimmer slash sheen, I guess. But this makes your lips look wet, which is why I'm obsessed with it. It's such a pretty color, and these two paired together is ridiculous. Let me see if I can get a little bit to come out from my hand so you can kind of like see on top. But I load this stuff up on my lips and it lasts all day. That's what I love about it. It just, I don't know if this is going to come off on camera as wet as it really looks on my lips, but I put it on this half of it and it just gives it this most like amazing dewy, like, I'm obsessed. I just put so much on. That has always been my thing though. When I do wear glasses, which isn't very often, I will put so much on that it's to that borderline point that it might want to start dribbling off of my lips because I want them to look that wet and like full. This is a great combination. Once again, these are beautiful. I have one brush favorite to mention. I haven't mentioned a brush favorite in a while, I think. It's just the Morphe R36. It's like a nice small little tapered brush. Use it for highlight because I've been using a fan brush. I like to mess around with different highlighting brushes because I haven't felt like I've found the one that'll be like my forever, even when I like try new brushes. I like the fan brush just fine. It's just wanted to try something new, and I have been enjoying this, which is what I put my highlight on today with. It's Champagne Pop, just in case you're wondering. It works really nice. I have to be careful of how I angle it when I put it on my face, which is me and any highlighting brush these days, because I tend to want to put it here, but then I get uneven. It doesn't make like a nice line here, so I have to try and put it at the tip and kind of just do it in like smaller motions, and then I get more of a precise application, which I prefer. So this has just been a nice affordable highlighting brush for me. Something completely new for me, I really haven't used like eyeliner, like legit old school eyeliner that goes in your waterline. Ugh, I swear since like high school was when, that was my jam in high school though. Up and down and all around, and it was just no. Anyway, but this is the Maybelline New York Master Precise Skinny Gel Pencil. I got this shade. I have 2 of them, but I just exclusively been using the Sharp Brown, which is 220. It is the thinnest pencil, which is part of the reason I love it so much. It has the exact same, it has like a little twist here, so it is a twist up, really tiny. It probably has the width of an Anastasia Brow Wiz if you have one of those, or if you've seen one. It's the exact same thing. It's really nice and really creamy. What I basically will do now on days that I want a little bit of enhancement on the eyes, but I don't want to do like a full eyeshadow look, I'll just line the inner waterline up top. That's completely it. Kind of just fill in between where my lashes are so they look a little bit more dense on that lash line. And this lasts beautifully. Mind you, I do not put it on the lower lash line, so I don't know how long it'll actually stay there, but it lasts a good amount of time on the upper lash line, and it's affordable, it's drugstore, and I've been really enjoying it. 3 more things. This is something I've been using for a while. Actually, I don't know how I didn't mention this. because I try to make a video for everything from Elcie just because I like that brand a lot. And this is her Pearl Radiance Primer. As you can see, I'm getting closer to like halfway done and my lid's all icky. But it's just, this has been the primer I've been using for months now. I just, like I said, I don't know. It escaped me to talk about it. I use 1 pump of this mixed with an equal amount of my Dr. Jart SPF. Mix them together with my fingers and then put it all over my face. And I feel like that's the best combination because I'm getting my SPF and I'm getting my primer like all in one. And it does give you a little bit of that, I don't want to say tacky because that just doesn't, it's not an appealing word for something on your face. It just gives it a nice adhering base. So that way when your makeup goes onto it, it clings onto it and holds it a bit better. And this has not broken me out. Yes. And I did pick up the Minimalist and I will be doing a review / demo on that just by itself. That video will be coming soon. And then this will have its own video too with two other products that are on the same line, but I do want to mention it because it's really good. It's just the Kopari Coconut Oil Lip Love. This is such a nice lip balm. It's still in the box because I need to make that video. It just kind of like old school Carmex, if you know what that is, packaging. It has almost like a vanilla, like cotton, actually like a vanilla marshmallow scent to it. So to me, I would never guess if I was blindfolded that it smells like coconut, because to me it doesn't. But I don't mind that. It's just got like a nice like sweet candy-ish scent. The texture is really, really unique. It's not thick and goopy, but it's not like a dry balm. Like I use Aquaphor on my lips and that's kind of like a matte hydrating balm. This is more of a glossy, it has almost like a liquefied Vaseline. I'd like it too, but I'll take that trade off because that way I can wear this whether my hair's up or down. Once again, I will go more in depth into that in the review that I have with that and 2 other products from that line. Lastly is just the Kylie, what is this again? The Royal Peach palette. I did get the first release that does smell. I will attest to that. Mine smells gross. The only thing is why I choose to overlook that. One, they don't accept returns or exchanges, which I would have been completely fine with an exchange. But when I put it on my eyes, I don't smell the smell. It's only when I open the package and when I am putting it on, I kind of just hold the shadows out further from me so that way the smell is like over there, because once it goes on my eyes I can't smell it at all. I'm thinking about one day just leaving it open for like a full 24 hours and just seeing if the smell goes away. It is the shadows, it's not the packaging. I've tested that out. But that's what I have on my eyes today. I just have been gearing more towards peachy looks, a lot peachy, or like brown, like wearable browns, and I go between this and the Modern Renaissance, which is like my all-time favorite right now. These just have like, I haven't dabbled with that blue or anything. And I only wish, the one thing I do wish is that way maybe instead of the blue there would have been like a peach champagne, like a shimmer or a satin color, so that way you could have done like an inner corner highlight or a brow highlight that was a peachy shade. There is something in here that's similar, but it's not quite as light and bright as I would have wanted. But other than that, I really enjoy it, and the brush is actually not half bad. I used this brush pretty much only to put on my shadows today, and I can't complain. It's a pretty decent quality brush. It is a little bit itchy, so it's not as soft as other ones, but overall, this is a great palette. So that is pretty much it for my favorites. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you very soon in my next video.